Welcome to another Polkadot tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to explain why in some cases you will not be able to receive your staking rewards. I will specifically talk about minimum active bond and also about the bags list. Before diving into today's tutorial, if you find these videos helpful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below, as this will help other people to find our content. And if there is something that we didn't cover yet and you are interested in, drop us a message. Here we are on the Polkadot staking dashboard. We are currently connected to an RPC node on the Polkadot network, and we can see here under overview a bunch of information that it is really key. The first information here is showing the total nominators. This is a number that is capped to 50,000, and we currently have a little bit above 46,000. However, not all these nominators will be able to receive rewards. In fact, we can see here the active nominators slightly above 21,000 over a maximum of 22,500. The nominators that will be able to receive the rewards will be a maximum number of 22,500, which is half of the total number of nominators. But how are these 22,500 nominators selected? This is done using the so-called bags list. We can go now to the wiki page under Advanced Staking Concepts, and we can see here a section that is explaining how this bags list work. We have different bags. Only accounts that bonded a specific amount of tokens that are within a specific range can be placed in each bag. For example, in the first bag between 21 and 30 tokens. The second bag between 11 and 20. The third between 0 and 10. Then we have nomination intents, can be a maximum of 50,000, as we saw before in the staking dashboard. In this case here, we have, for simplicity, 8 nomination intents. Each circle is an account that bonded a specific amount of tokens, and the number is the number of tokens that are bonded. And how it works, these nomination intents will be placed in the different bags based on the amount of tokens that they bonded, but within each bag, the order is based on the time of insertion. And here we see an example. We have time that is increasing, and we have our intents. The first account that is bonding and nominating is the one with 23 tokens, and will be placed in bag number 1. And we can see it here at the bottom of bag number 1. After the account with 23 tokens, the one with 15 tokens is placing an intent to nominate, and it will be placed in bag number 2. And we can see it here at the bottom of bag number 2. And so on for all the other nomination intents until we have the situation in here. Within each bag, the accounts are not sorted by the number of tokens that they bonded, but by the time of insertion. In fact, the account with 19 tokens is the last one in the bag. So it comes after the one with 12 and 15 that have less bonded token. The same is for the account with 8 tokens in the third bag. And these two accounts have all the rights to move up their bag and place themselves before an account that has less token than them, and after an account that has more token than them. In this case, these two accounts have all the rights to be the first account in their bag. And how they can do that? They can call the extrinsic put in front of, and they can put themselves in front of the account with less tokens in their bag. And we can see here that now the account with 19 tokens and the one with 8 tokens, they moved up, and they are now the first accounts in their bags. What happens if an account then bonds more tokens? For example, the account with 19 tokens is now bonding 2 more tokens. There will be a rebag action that is placing this account in the first bag, like you can see here. This rebag action is done automatically when we are bonding more tokens or when we are unbonding tokens. But it is important to understand that if we are compounding our staking rewards automatically, so these rewards are going to contribute to the bonded balance. This will cause our account to have more tokens with time. So our accounts will likely move up the bag, not automatically. We should call this put in front of extrinsic to do it ourselves. But in case we are just ignoring it, let's say that we are ignoring our account and then our account does not belong to this bag anymore, somebody else in the same bag can call the rebag extrinsic and basically rebag all the accounts that do not belong to their bag anymore. How can we put in front of and rebag? Well, we can go on the Polkadot.js user interface. In here we are connected to an RPC node on the Kusama network. We currently have a stash and a controller account, and we have bonded some funds and we are currently nominating. We can go under bags. We can see here we are in the bag that is containing those accounts that have bonded between 0.22 and 0.26 KSM. And now on the right, we can see that we can move our account to the position 86. We can see we have 88 nodes in this bag, which means there are 88 accounts that have bonded tokens within this range here. And because we have 0.25 KSM, we have all the right to move up the bag and place ourselves basically in the first positions. Currently, we enter this bag and late, so we are at the tail of the bag, but we can move up our bag to the position 86. We can click here and we can see we can sign with the stash account. The Polkadot browser extension is displaying some information. You can see here voter list palette dot put in front of. This is the extrinsic that we are signing. We are putting ourselves in front of the account that has less stake than us. We click sign the transaction. We don't have the option anymore. You can see it disappeared. The second thing we can do is rebag. In this case, we can see we can rebag 11 nodes. We can rebag 11 accounts. These are accounts that do not belong to this bag anymore. We can click on rebag 11. Here we can see we are signing with the KSM stash account, and there are 11 accounts here that can be rebagged. We can click on rebag. We are signing with the KSM stash. That's all right. Sign and submit. The browser extension is displaying some information about what we are signing. This is a batch call, which means that we are performing multiple calls in a single transaction. In this case, we are signing and we are doing different rebags calls because we are rebagging 11 accounts. That's why it's a batch call. We can sign with the KSM stash account. Click sign the transaction. We successfully rebagged the 11 accounts, the 11 nodes, and our bag now is it's fine. We completely fixed it basically. We can see now we have 76 nodes in our bag, and before there were 88. But why it is important to put in front of and rebag accounts? It is important to understand that the nominated proof of stake algorithm is running on top of the bags list. So once the accounts are placed in different bags, the bags are iterated from the bag containing the account with the most number of tokens to the bag containing the account with the least number of tokens. And only a specific amount of accounts are kept. So in Polkadot, for example, we have 50,000 nomination intents, but only 22,500 are kept. And in here, for simplicity, we have 8 and only 7 are kept. And in this case, if our account is the one with 8 tokens here, our nomination intent are not kept. Even if we have bonded more tokens than the other accounts. It is important here that this is an edge case, obviously, but it's important that we issue the put in front of extrinsic and we sign for it so that we can place ourselves at the top of the bag, so that our nomination is kept. You can see that if you have a lot of tokens, even if you move your account within the bag, it will not change anything. You will still be able to have your nomination intents kept. But even if you are in these 22,500 nomination intents that are kept, it is not necessarily true that you will receive the rewards. So far, I explained how of the 50,000 nomination intents, only 22,500 are kept using the bags list. When we have these 22,500 nomination intents that are kept, the nominated proof of stake algorithm is running on top of it. And what it's doing is basically associating nominators to validators in order to maximize the stake in each validator and also to reduce the variance of the total stake across the validators. There will be some nominators that will not be able to be active in a specific era because each nominator can nominate up to 16 validators, and it might be that in a specific era all the validators that you choose are inactive, which means that you will not be able to be an active nominator and you will not receive any rewards. So these 21,684 active nominators are those nominators that have at least one validator that is active. However, within these 21,684, there will be some of them that are not able to receive rewards. And this is because there is a maximum number of nominators per validator, 256. These 256 nominators are ranked by stake, which means that if you don't have enough stake to be in the top 256 and you have a validator that is oversubscribed, you will not be able to receive rewards. The validator will be active, you will be an active nominators, you will not receive rewards, and important to understand, if the validator gets slashed, even those nominators that are not receiving rewards are subjected to the slash. So it is very important that if you don't have enough funds to be a nominator, to nominate, you join a nomination pool. Nomination pools have a lower barrier of entry, you just need one dot and you are sure to earn the rewards. So how can we ensure that we can receive staking rewards if we are in this 21,684? Where we have a metric that might help. This is the minimum active bond. We can go under nominate. We can see that in this specific era, the minimum active bond is 212. Let's say 213. It means that you must have at least 213 dots to increase the chance that you can earn the rewards with an oversubscribed validator. And having 213 dots is not enough in some cases, because this depends from the validator that you chose. If you go under validator, we can see, for example, this validator here, it is oversubscribed, which means there are already more than 256 nominators, and the minimum bond to earn rewards is 245 dots, which means that you need at least 246 dots in order to earn rewards with this validator. So the minimum active bond is just a guideline. It doesn't mean that if you have 213 dots, you will by 100% probability earn rewards. This depends on how many oversubscribed validators you have and how much is the stake of the 256th nominator in these validators. I hope you learned something today about bags list, minimum active bond and receiving rewards. Thank you for watching, and I see you in another video.